Welcome everybody to the first ever episode of Protect Your Vision. We're your hosts, Matt Vizzi
and Tim Vizzi.
Today we're highlighting former NFL wide receiver and rising football coach of the St. John Bosco Braves, who are currently ranked #1 in the nation, Colin Lockett.
Otherwise known as Coach Locke, which is fitting considering he coaches the defensive backs who have been locked down.
No doubt. In just his second year of coaching, Coach Locke has helped produce 2 All-American defensive backs.
Which is a huge reason why they're undefeated going into the Division I CIF title game against Mater Dei.
So without further ado, we introduce Coach Locke.
Pro Vision Sports and Entertainment. Protect your vision.
So Coach Locke, you and I both played at San Diego State. We played wide receiver there. You went on to do your thing in the NFL, and now you're coaching at the #1 high school in the nation. How did you get here today?
Without a doubt, man, all glory to God, first and foremost. You know, without Him, nothing's possible. And I believe everything happens for a reason. You know, I might have got out the game a little bit early, but at the same time, I got right into the game early, the coaching game. And it was for a reason, so I can go ahead and instill everything that I learned at the next level and the level above that back to these kids here at St. John Bosco, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to play in the National Football League as soon as you put on a helmet and cleats. So I'm just doing whatever I can. And the things that I've learned, I'm pretty much giving it back to them. I'm teaching them how to become a better man, a better football player, and a better student of the game.
Right, so you're fresh out of the game. You were playing just 2 years ago. Being a younger coach, closer to these guys in age, would you say that allows you to relate to them on a different level? And I'm talking not just football, but beyond the game.
Without a doubt, I think it does. I mean, personally, when I had a younger coach like I did in high school, I was able to talk to him about anything, right. More than just football. And I think at the end of the day, life is more than just football. You really only play football maybe 20 years of your life, and that's if you really get good and make it all the way to the NFL and play long in the NFL.
Right.
That's just a short stint of your life. So me being able to teach them about the game of football, but furthermore teach them about the game of life, puts me in a good position where I can relate multiple ways to these guys here at St. John Bosco, to my guys at St. John Bosco.
Now, talking about relating to guys and being able to coach them in life and on football, you produced 2 All-Americans this season. And you played wide receiver previously, and now you're coaching DBs. So tell me how you go from playing wide receiver to coaching DBs and to producing 2 guys of that caliber who are playing in the U.S. Army All-American game.
First and foremost, I help them understand that it's a mindset first. You can't do anything without actually putting your mind to it and going forward. It always has to start with a plan. I make it be known that there has to be a plan. What is your goal? What's your 3-month goal? What's your 6-month goal? What's your year goal? I make them plan out the months that are gonna come up, you know, in the future, so they can see the vision back in January. It doesn't just start in August when the pads come on. It starts before football is even on television. It starts before anybody's even talking about football season. The hours that nobody sees. That's where I understand. That's why I help them understand that this is where it begins. Football season is not a 4-month, 5-month season. Football season is year-round, all the time.
Because they're getting to that point where football is going to become more than just a game. I mean, they've grown up playing the game, right? So it's been a game. But now it's become to that point. I mean, you get to college, you get to the pros, it's a business at that level, right? So you got to start thinking that way, right? Whereas you have to have a vision for where you want to go with it.
Once you hit that field, or once you hit that weight room, or once you're in that film room, hey, something's got to click. Something's got to click. You have to tell yourself that, hey, it's time for business. Because if you want to get to the National Football League, they're going to treat it like a business. So if you can start at the age of 14, 15, 16, 17, going into college, as this is the business, by the time you get to the NFL, you're going to already have trained your mind, trained your body as it is a business. Not just, oh, I'm just playing football. Or I'm just playing with my friends. Oh, it's just fun. I get to run around a little bit. No. It's an actual business that has to be handled. It's a business. Once they understand that, everything else follows. It's easy.
What's the vision now for Coach Locke? What's changed?
Personally, for me, my vision is to protect everybody else's vision that's around me. All of my youngsters, all of the other coaches, all of my friends, my family, pretty much making sure they're in the right state of mind to be able to get to where they want to get to. So I make sure that I'm right within so that they're right within, and then that energy flow just kind of spills over And, you know, the sky's really the limit. And really, there is no limit. I mean, I just really, really, really want all of those that I touch to be able to go out and get what they want at the end of the day.
CIF Championship, Mater Dei, rematch from last season. How do you guys feel going into the game?
Confident. Confident because this is something that we've had in sights since the season started. Since before summer, since before spring, way back in January. This is something that we've set out as a vision to be in this spot, to be able to win it all ultimately.
And you guys beat them earlier in the regular season. Now I remember from my playing days how hard it was to beat a team twice. They've seen you, they've played your offense, they've seen your schemes on defense. So how do you prepare for that for the second time around?
We just got to pick out some tendencies that they've showed us, you know, after we played them the first time. You know, what are some of the things they did differently? Because we're not going to get the same Mater Dei team. You know, just like they're not going to get the same St. John Bosco team. So we got to go in, we got to just do some detailed research, you know, some experimenting throughout the week in order for us to put together, you know, a flawless win, you know, on Friday night.
This is something you've worked for all season long. Like you said, this isn't something like a 9 to 5. You've been working on this since January, in the weight room, on the field, in the film room. Here we are at the end game right here. From your vision going to the point where you're going for the CIF Championship.
Yep.
How do you keep everybody's mind just even keel going into the game and focused?
I say we don't change a thing. I think if anything, you know, we may just turn up the volume a little bit. Start to understand that, hey, this is the second time around. We're gonna have to come harder. So we don't change a thing. I mean, we're on pace. We just make sure we got to crank it up a little bit more, and we'll be in a good position to win a football game.
So speaking of building on something, you guys have given up 16 total points over the course of the last 3 games. That's less than a touchdown a game. That's dominance. How do you build on that level of dominance?
We just continue to set goals each week defensively. We have goals that we set, you know, whether it be a certain amount of points that we don't want that team to score. Total yards, turnovers, 3 and outs, win sudden change. These are all different things we like to include in our defensive preparation in order for us to come out with wins on Friday nights. So we just continue to harp on those things and help them understand that, hey, this is our goal, this is what we want to accomplish, and this is how we're going to do it.
Now when you go back and you watch the film from the last 3 games, and you're picking up on your own tendencies, you guys are scouting the other team, what are the fine details that you guys are focusing on?
All the way down to a receiver split. How does a receiver hold his hands when he's running off the ball or when he's actually going to block? All the way down to those minute details, that's what we watch. You know, it's like we got a microscope on these guys. That's how you got to have it. You got to know what they ate for breakfast yesterday. You know, that's the type of preparation that we put in so that we can go into the game confident and come out with a win, and then come out with overall a state championship and then a national championship in the future.
What's it going to take for St. John Bosco to walk out of Friday night CIF champions?
Relentless effort. Relentless effort. We tell ourselves that, hey, we're not walking off of this field until we have a W.
So as a coach, I mean, you're early in your coaching career. This is your 2nd season.
Yep.
How do you plan on protecting your vision as you continue your career?
Knowing my why. That's something I harp on every single day. I have it written on my wall in my bedroom. Knowing my why. Why am I waking up today? Why am I going to teach young men about life, about football? Why am I building relationships with those that really matter? Understanding those things daily, not just weekly, not just glancing back on it from time to time. Every single minute that I wake up, understanding why I'm living on this earth is going to be how I officially, you know, and most importantly, protect my own vision.
What is your why?
My why is wanting those that I touch on the football field, off the football field, to surpass anything that I ever did in life. I want them to have more than what I had. I played in the NFL for a few years. Great. I want them to play in the NFL 10 plus years.
Right.
I want them to go open up businesses. I want them to go be able to affect others in the community. Overall, being a better citizen in this world. Whatever it was that I did, it's great. I always tell them I don't like to harp on what I did, because what I did is in the past. You know, we're in the present and we're moving on in the future.
Right.
Whatever it was that I did, I want them to go ahead and jump over me and start to live, you know, that life that, hey, you know, I did more than what I thought I could ever do. I did more what Coach Locke ever did. And that makes me feel good inside, because I know I'm making a positive effect on these young men.
I've always said that direction is the most important thing. for the youth. And I think it's really cool that they have a coach that not only lived it, but cares enough to want them to do better than them.
Right.
So that's extremely admirable, extremely inspiring. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
sir.
luck this week.
Yep.
My guy.
Hey.
I'm just doing what I gotta do.